Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another nerdy episode of another nerdy talk show where we talk nerd. Unplanned intro. This, as you see in my hand, is called hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer is meant to be used for hands. Because of recent developments, I must now show you guys how to use said hand sanitizer in order to avoid getting cancer. You take said hand sanitizer, open the top, squirt a small bit into your hands, and then you rub your hands together like you're doing the static electricity or like that thing the villains do, and then Vena Vidi Vici, your hands are not infected. Thank you. Don't die. I'm here tonight with my co-host Justin Squared, aka Cruiser, and Jablonski.
Cruisers.
That was beautiful. What do you call that? Skyway 2. Shit, what's the name of the thing that's between heaven and hell? Purgatory.
Earth.
Skyway to Purgatory. Or as I like to call it, Skirwurg to Purg.
Okay, so first thing up on the agenda, one of Mickey's ships split down. Yes, it struck an iceberg. I would never thought the Jungle Cruise would have icebergs. But the boat came right up to it. I'd hit that.
Oh, dude, what happened was that they were giving a special presentation of the ninth wonder of the world, the underside of water.
My dad found that joke hilarious as an ex-skipper.
I mean, now the water in that thing though, it's not very deep though, right?
I think it's like, I don't know. According to my father, it's like I don't know. It was like probably 3 feet deep. What is
4
that?
foot
Like,
around elsewhere, like it's 6 foot with the hippos.
I think like it's like 3 feet. I believe. I don't know. It's basically like, what is that? Ankle deep or waist deep? I mean, sorry, knee deep or
Waist deep. For most grown adults, that's waist deep.
yeah, for the most part there. I mean, like for kids, I can understand that. I mean, they do have life jackets on, and luckily everybody got out unharmed.
Yeah, it's basically what they're doing is that they're bringing back that backwoods river water, and this was a way to kind of celebrate it.
Dude, you're chopping in and out. Anyway,
they're bringing back that backwoods river water park, and this was a way to promote.
Sure. So yes, I have been watching a lot of stuff today, and apparently we're all going to die.
We've known that since we started working with you.
Yep.
The working with him makes it go quicker.
There you go. That's a good way to put it. What would you like to die? Coronavirus or by death by corona, death by Evan? My death is quick and painless.
Death by harem.
Is that you?
That was not an option, but whatever you want.
I might as well go out with the biggest smile on my face.
So you want death by snoo?
Who wouldn't want death by Snoop?
Oh my god. I think I actually heard a story about a guy who actually died from having sex with women. With like a lot of women. Because he was like...
I did too, but the whole reason why it happened though wasn't because of the act itself, but rather the guy did have ED, and he's eating with his wife, and she slipped him his medication. However, what his wife didn't know was that he had a mistress on the side, and he had his medication for that, so he technically overdosed.
All right, that wasn't the story, but I didn't know about that. That's just brutal. Before we begin here, before we go here, I just want to let you guys know that we will not be doing a stream next week. I will be attending Tupelo Con with Bruce Carr in Tupelo, Mississippi. Try and find us there. Bruce is going to be doing his balloons. I'm going to be doing what I do best of filming him and talking to fans and everything there. I bet because I actually like this con. Tupelo Con is a lot of fun. I've been there for twice now. The third year I'm looking forward to. The people there are very nice. I'm not asking for chats right now. The people there are very nice. Mississippi's a beautiful place, and yes. I'm just gonna go shut my Facebook off because I'm not interested in what Brawny is trying to say. So, yeah.
It's Brian.
Yeah, that's Brawny's chat. God, what to do stuff. Not lot. And in other news, nothing really happened this week.
Yeah, Evan's still going through withdrawals. I'm not going to see.
I don't want to talk about sequestering anymore. But hey, I got saved up money. I'm probably gonna put it towards a new vehicle or something.
That was a good thing to do.
Yeah.
You're adulting now.
Yeah, I need to find a way to get a new thing there. That should be the stream. Evan goes vehicle shopping. Can I buy the Batmobile?
No.
It could possibly happen. It could possibly happen.
Well, anyway, here's something that I think is worth talking about. Let me just set my guitar down here. I was recently on an episode of Brony Debates with our good friend Bonnie Buck, and the episode was about the future of pony convention. And on this, me and the other panelists talked about what's going to happen, because as we both know, the show is now done. Nothing has been said about this new Pony Life series out or not. We don't even know if it's coming out this year. There's rumors floating about, but nothing confirmed. And BabsCon announced a guest that has almost nothing to do with. It's very.
Dude, you're pixeling. You're pixeling. Your voice is pixelating. Might need to get a little closer to the mic.
Okay. But basically, BabsCon announced a guest that has nothing to do with Pony. Well, virtually nothing to do with Pony. The closest, her name is Delisa Griffin, I believe. I have no idea how you pronounce her last name.
Do you want me to look it up?
Sure, please.
What's her name? Delise Griffith. She was
Griffin.
the voice. She was the voice of Mandy. I know that.
Yeah, she does have an extensive career in voice acting. However, the only thing she's done for Pony was voice Derpy in a Brony. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only thing she has done that's remotely connected to Pony. And Bronies already have this thing about, well, I guess you could call it pride, of wanting there to be just Archons being strictly Pony and nothing else. However, in that chat, we kind of realized that we may have to adapt because I remember the second to last BronyCon did Pokemon-related activities, and fans got all pissy about it. But, guys, we're going to...
Grey Delise.
Oh, Grey Delise.
Or Grey Delisel. Grey Delisel.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Maxwell Adams was the voice of Jeff the Spider? Oh my god.
Yeah, and like I said, if you go through her behind the voice, I think it's behind the voice actor profile. Yeah, she's done a lot of cartoons. But it's definitely nothing that makes me go, my god. Granted, it can still do that for other people. That being said, I'm not sure how big of a draw she's going to be. Now, if she is, great. But if not, then we need to think of other things to do to try to keep this afloat. If we can't, then sorry guys, we're going to have to adapt.
Masters got lucky because you got mystery skulls.
Yeah, we actually brought that up because one of the things that we talked about was how many people actually go to the concerts at these conventions, and we brought up mystery skulls was brought up, and how they don't really have much of a connection with Pony except for maybe animating a couple of Brony videos. That was it. However, I did bring you up, Jablonski, and have you're no longer a Brony, but however, you are a fan of these guys, and you would have loved to have gone just to see them. And so we do have an example of what is quite possible the intended purpose of getting. However, there's also the question of how are the Brony musicians going to take this? Because with Mystery Skulls, I'm guessing is going to be a paid-for guest, and Brony musicians generally aren't. They're basically given a comped room, and it might make some discord amongst some of those people, some of those musicians, and again, fans supposedly wanting strictly pony related stuff. And again, like guys are going to have to either swallow your pride, or the show, or well, I'll get to that later. You're going to have to swallow your pride here if we can't find a way to stay afloat, because the show's done, and we have to wait till essentially G5.
Hell, we don't even know whether it's going to... Yeah, it's like... Yeah, G5, we don't even know if it's going to be good or not. In other words, G5 is the coronavirus of the pony fandom.
Don't do that.
Because we don't know what's going to happen. Nah, it's just kidding.
I'm kind of in the same boat. It's, though, to put it bluntly, it's either adapt or you're done.
Yeah, because one of the things that Lio Convoy, who was one of our panelists, said was, and keep in mind, Lio is not a brony. He was kind of like our guy on the outside looking in. And he said, you can try to be, strictly pony, but other conventions that have done that are they're like a Gathering of the Gargoyles, that's gone. Invader Con, which is based off of Invader Zim, that's gone. Yeah, there's only 2 examples, conventions that he could think of, where it was strictly one thing and was able to survive through multiple generations, and that is Transformers and Power Morphicon.
I was actually going to bring up Power Morphicon.
Yeah,
those 2 are really the biggest examples of a singular one working.
Yeah, and that's honestly because like they have so many generations of their show. And now, granted, sure, Pony has 2. However, I don't think it's been as big as either of those 2. I mean, there's been so many generations of Transformers, and not so much with Pony. Like, Pony's only had 4. I mean, you look at...
Had 4.
What's that?
Pony's has had 4.
Yeah,
Transformers had God, I don't know how many, and season is next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I lost count of where Power Rangers is and how many generations they've had. So they've been around for and not to mention also, regardless of what generation of Ranger you were from, they tend to get as many people from each generation as possible. So like Jablonski and I, we grew up on Mighty Morphin, so they would probably get at least a couple of people from Mighty Morphin, as well as like Dino Thunder, Samurai, or whatever they. Bronies, on the other hand, they will not even so much as give any kind of credence or respect to the previous generations of MLP. And that kills me, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. We would not have had Friendship is Magic if it wasn't for what they started all those years ago. They have definitely deserved our time and our respect. And I want to see if there's a way to kind of get bronies to at least embrace the previous generations. You don't have to like them, but definitely respect them, and maybe an autograph or a photo from them.
Well, it's pure. What it is that it's pure dedication to the singular product that they are doing, that they've watched.
Mm-hmm.
As with Power Rangers, Pokemon, freaking Transformers, it's like once they are set, a lot of people are set in their ways. They don't change. A lot of nostalgia people that I talk to, they'll go on and on and on and on about how like Mighty Morphin and the first generation of Power Rangers is the greatest one. And I'll sit there and I'll go, no, it's not. And then they'll get mad saying like, how can you, how dare you, yada yada yada. Essentially, that's how I started my career with writing for nostalgia, is because I'm sick and tired of these people going one generation of a certain franchise, whether it's Gen 4 of MLP, freaking Gen 1 of Pokemon, Mighty Morphin, it doesn't matter. Just because it's the one that you like the most doesn't always mean that it's the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually talking to you with you, Cruiser, about this with the Death Battle, with how they should switch out from they should stop doing Mighty Morphin Rangers for these death battles, because when they are actually an organized team, not like these bunch of teenagers with attitude hanging out at the local slushy shop, but when they're like an actual squadron, the series tends to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Competent. They have flaws, yes, but they are not incompetent most of the time.
The other example I pointed out, and I think I may have told you guys this story a few times, but I'm not sure if I told it on the air. So if I have, then guys, please excuse me. But there is a horror convention that happens down here called Spooky Empire. Now, I have been to this. That was actually my very first con. I loved it. It was great, dedicated to horror. And so years go by, and shows like The Walking Dead and American Horror Story and one of my favorite franchises, Saw, comes around. And I actually meet the organizer, a guy named P.D. Magelli. And let me just state off right off the bat here that he is a great organizer. He runs a con very well. And it sounds like for the most part, a good businessman. So I meet him and I asked him, like, hey, when do you think you'll get people from The Walking Dead, American Horror Story, and stuff? And he said this to me. He said, we want real horror fans, not a bunch of housewives. Well, this kind of bit him in the ass, because as soon as that weekend was over, I go to their Facebook page and say, hey, I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. I'm already looking forward to next year. But I still would like to see people from The Walking Dead or American Horror Story. This was like maybe 5-6 years ago. And he said, look, our fans, which, by the way, I think that's a little stupid, referring to the attendees of your convention as your fans. They're fans of the people you got to see here, first and foremost, not so much your brand. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. He said, look, our fans don't want to pay so much money for these autographs, and because those are hot right now, they're going to charge so much. And I said, well, if they're going to charge that much money, then people are just not going to buy them. And I told him the story of Sony releasing the PlayStation 3. When it first came out, it had a price tag of like, what, $600? And nobody was buying it. So they had to do something to reduce the cost. So they got rid of the backwards compatibility and the media slots and created the PlayStation Network. They were able to drop the price by $200, and then it became one of their best-selling systems. So, just said, if it's that expensive, then people are just not going to buy it, and they're not going to make any money. And then he said this to me, or I'm not sure if it was him who said this on the Facebook page, but someone who works for Spooky Empire said, he said, that's not entirely true. I mean, we have Peter Criss from KISS here, and his autograph was almost 100, and people didn't mind. I go, wait a minute. You just told me that your fans don't want to pay so much money for an autograph when clearly they... I am taking a screen cap of this, so the next time you lie to me, I'm going to plaster it on the internet. And the following year, we did get people from The Walking Dead. We did get people from American Horror Story, and we got Jigsaw. As a matter of fact, Evan, you were there for that.
Yeah.
So number one, you have to get rid of your pride. I'm sorry, because there's, not to get all religious here on anybody, but there's a reason why pride is considered one of the 7 deadly sins. And now it got to the point where, I can't remember if you were with me for this or not, Evan, but a few years after that, they got Weird Al. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Weird Al. He's great. However, his only contribution to horror was making a cameo in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So, you're going to have... I mean, it's quite clear that horror wasn't doing anything. He had to swallow his pride and get somebody that the general public will like, just so he could stay...
Well, to be fair, he did start a horror series of his own.
Weird Al?
Weird Al Show. You got it.
Yep. That was good. I like that headline. and so he had to adapt. He had to get something that was going to get general audiences in until horror was able to kind of get back on top. Now horror's doing pretty good, but still there may come a time where he will have to swallow his pride again. And bronies, I'm afraid we're going to end up facing the exact same.
The fat lady is tuning up at this point if people aren't willing to adapt.
Yeah. I mean,
we're ready, and we're going to see crazy another wave of shutdowns if some cons don't adapt. I'm not saying that all MOP cons are going to fail. Neither of us are saying that. PartyCon that happened this just recently, they doubled their attendance.
Yeah, I give them that. That was amazing.
Yeah, especially after what happened last year. I mean, like, you know, hey Zeldin, how you doing? We got it there. Zeldin Wolfgang, how you doing?
But it's
yes,
either
welcome.
adapt to what you got. Does this mean losing your identity does this mean like a name change from Brony Con to like a different kind of con? Maybe. Not likely, but maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean you have to get rid of Pony altogether? No. Does this mean you have to...
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Does this mean you have to like change the very foundation of the convention? No. It means that you just have to look, what do people like? What do they want? What do they like to see? What do they like to do? And incorporate it into the con. Now with that, like you and I said, with Mystery Skulls, that is a way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not going to get into the contracts and all that because that's something that neither of us really know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But getting someone that isn't in the same scope isn't always a bad thing. Like with John Delancey, one of the perfect examples. He's only done one thing for the show. Yes, it's a good. He's done a good character, but outside of that, he hasn't really done anything else in MLP. So take even if it's just a scant bit of it, like voicing like a character in something the fandom did, or just one character a few times or one time. It's still trying to incorporate.
Mm-hmm. Evan, what are some of your thoughts on this?
What? Nothing really I can add.
Well, what's something that you think that pony conventions can do to help stay afloat?
Basically what you said, just kind of like move its way into like outside actors, seeing what they can build from there. Yeah, I know I'm kind of boring in that subject because I've been silent most of the time, but like, you kind of basically kind of stated my opinion on it, only with less like stress and anger, but like, you know, you basically got to feed in there with conventions. One of the things most conventions suffer, in my opinion, is hold on a second, just gotta check something really quick to make sure that my feed is doing good here. Just gotta make sure I'm being heard. You basically gotta. Okay, so I'm being heard. Okay, so basically one of the things most conventions has going for it is there's a lot. I've been to a lot of them, as you can know. Like I've been to a lot of anime, comic book, toy conventions. I'm not trying to say like I've been to more than anybody else. I'm not trying to compete there. I'm mainly doing it for a comparison. Most conventions these days are usually kind of similar in a way. If you want to in my opinion, with conventions in general, you need to find some way to, whether it be like an activity or a distinct feature that will differentiate it from other conventions, whether it be like guests or an activity or a panel or like a system you have there. That's kind of my thing on it. If like you want to move from a different fandom, from a sole fandom, I can admit that's kind of that either A, caters to fans, or B, kind of like separates it from the norm. So, not to mention one of the things I like about most pony conventions or fandom specific convention is it actually gets people that are within that group such as like community guests from the group kind of like getting more recognition into the spotlight. I'm not saying that no other conventions do this, but you know, I think that's kind of one of the benefit things of like separate conventions there. But however, what I would like to see is maybe some future stuff there to kind of like spice it up a little bit in there. Like here's a challenge here's a better challenge for a pony convention. I don't know if this is an interesting thing here to try. I'm just gonna throw this out there. You announce a guest for a pony convention or like a furry convention, right? Let's just say let's just say there's like let's just say, like, for sake of this, like a Star Trek convention. Imagine you get a new guest. Now, instead of saying who that guest played in Star Trek, Jack, what if you listed them as specifically as something the character that they played in another show? And see how much the fans know whether or not how that character was in the... Because, like, here's the thing. When you see the face of, like, say, John Delancey at a pony convention, you know he played Discord. Imagine if you go there and you kind of, like mainly put... But when you look at the page, you see John Delancey next to a picture of him as... Who did he play in Star Trek? Q, thank you. Like, you see him with next to a picture of Q rather than a picture of Discord. It kind of has an open appeal to fans, like, of other fandoms that way. However, the problem, in my opinion, it goes what Jablonski's saying, is that the name of the convention is kind of going to be sticking out a little bit. Like, you look at something like BronyCon, people are going to assume that the guests there are mainly from the show or something like that. So what you need is kind of like a way to kind of stick it out. So in other words, I apologize if this is all over the place. I want to just have that stick out. I apologize if this is all over the place. I probably have no idea what I'm saying here. I'm probably like going against what I said there. But the thing is, I kind of was a mix of both of you. You kind of got to bring in some new faces in there, as well as maybe trying to like spice up with a new name or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too that I mentioned was to get some new blood. Not only to shine a spotlight on like maybe some new people in the community that's making content. Or possibly getting just people who have been on the show but have not appeared at a convention. The problem with that is that we've met almost all of them. The only people I can think of that have not been able to go to a convention is either lower tier characters, which are not headliners, celebrity guests from the MLP movie, Weird Al, or Trixie. Kathleen Barr, but she just won't do conventions, which to this day I still think is a damn shame. I mean, it may be her decision about not wanting to do them. However, I think that's also... this may be the wrong phrase, but it's the only thing I can think of. It almost kind of feels like spitting in the face of your own face. Like, I don't care. Go away. And she's done so much in cartoons that it's not just about Trixie, it's about everything she's done, but she just will not do it.
What do you guys think in the chat of the overall? So basically, can you just tell me what the overall question here is without giving an answer here? I just want to let's ask the chat. If the chat is there and wants to answer this question, just tell me what the overall question here is, Cruiser.
Okay, what's something that you think pony convention should do to, I guess, to keep them afloat?
What's something that pony conventions should do to keep them afloat?
Mm-hmm.
To keep them afloat. Let us know what you guys think in the chat there. So apparently, I was looking up some stuff about who is coming to Florida, and apparently Hatsune Miku is coming in April.
Yes.
Yep, I was actually messaging Empath or Alyssa Kusanabe, Aki Glancy, the girl who plays Miss Biz and does Vogue America, seeing if she was attending Miku Fest. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I think I can go. What is it, $53? That's cool. When is it? Oh god, no.
When is it?
She's coming the day after MegaCon.
Oh
no, the weekend after MegaCon. Oh my god. I don't know, maybe if I somehow miraculously get enough money I could possibly do that. And apparently Resident Evil's series begins shooting in June. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I thought that show was canceled. Here's a response that we got here going on.
Okay.
Well, maybe have a good theme, have a great guess, and make sure they do background checks on security and who's going to run the event.
Yes, I know they're talking about the Grizzly the medic guy who also got busted for
Yes.
inappropriate behavior.
Yes, I'm not. Yes, unfortunately, this is not FNGR's podcast, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, we're not FNGR. So.
Yeah, I'm not the finger. I'm not the finger. That's what I call FNGR. I call him finger.
But
now one thing that I sorry, my damn pump keeps going off. Would you shut the fuck up? I have bolus. I have given you my goddamn blood sugars. The liver. Now shut. Jesus Christ.
This is the equivalent of Cruiser being the nerd with the inhaler, except it's like a pump.
That's connected to my stomach. Thank you very much.
That wasn't intended to be an insult or anything. I was just. It's like I can't.
God damn it!
God, I was.
Personally, the one thing that I kind of thought of just now was perhaps you can get people from video. Bronies definitely love video games. Now, I'm not saying you have to get Charles Martinet, although that would definitely be a seller. Let's admit it here. But if you got many voice actors who've done a lot of video games, that would possibly help. Or quite possibly, as a musical guest, if you got C4, the guy who did the Minecraft soundtrack. Matter of fact, when I was on the live stream with BabsCon and all their other community guests, or at least the ones that could show up, I said to the people on the stream, like, who's a guest that you would like to see at pony conventions that has nothing to do with pony? And the organizer of the convention actually chimed in and go, "This is a question I would like to hear answered from the viewers." So this again, kind of is going to have to give some credence here to what I said. We're going to have to find a way to adapt, guys. It's just the only way there is to it. At least until we see what G5 is going to be.
Hey, if not, you can always just merge yourselves into a subsection of the furry fandom.
You guys are already furries.
Yeah, basically.
According to them, we are, or at least according to these guys, we are. I don't know.
That's kind of a sum of column A, sum of column B thing. If by anything, we're more like a subcategory of furries.
You're diet furries.
I wouldn't say that. We're just bronies. We're just a side thing in there. I always say to everybody, if I was part of the furry fandom, I'd choose my persona to be the most obscure animal I could think of, like a mosquito or a bumblebee. I would totally be a mosquito. I want to see if that's.
So basically, you'd be an insectoid.
I don't know. Is that what the fan? Hold on, let me just.
I don't know. I just made that up.
I gotta look this up. Mosquito fursuit.
Anyways, there are a couple things that have been going on lately. First off is I saw the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. How was that?
How was Sky High the movie?
Amazing. Oh boy.
Spit it out.
Oh my God! There actually is a mosquito fursuit.
I'm not sure if I want to know.
It's just a fursuit that looks like a mosquito.
Let Jablonski finish.
Sorry, go on.
So, this movie takes place after season 4.
Okay.
Essentially. We are currently on season 4.
Okay.
And the way and how they do this is that some of the stuff is that's known in the manga is shown. Some stuff that hasn't been shown yet is shown. It's this weird bit of they should have held off on it for a little while until after season 4 wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
But Funimation says this movie is not canon. there are little hints and bits in the manga that suggest that it is. I can't really say how because major spoilers. Oh, like seriously, a lot of these even I was bored with when I found out. But anyways, the movie itself, it's a slow burn. Starts out nice. It goes like, oh, this little island right here. We're gonna send the students here to temporarily be heroes in that island until we can find a replacement hero for that specific island since the last one retired.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from that to oh shit, what is going on? What is going on? Holy shit! It gets serious.
Are there movies like canon to the actual anime? Or is it like Dragon Ball kind of canon?
There are mentions here and there, but
for the most part, it's like the Dragon Ball. It's
that,
like for the most part, it's like Dragon Ball Z movie canon in a way.
It's okay. The best way that I can at least describe it is that it's canon, but not a necessity to enjoy the main series.
Isn't that what I just said?
Side story.
Isn't that what I just said?
Oh?
Yes, if you look at any of the Dragon Ball Z movies, they're basically not canon, but canon at the same time.
Oh, the new ones are actually full-fledged canon.
Well, technically, the new Dragon Ball movies that came out were just abridged versions of the friggin' regular anime, and just one with Broly, which I still need to see.
It's actually the other way around. Anime was the anime adapted from the movies.
Yes, that's kind of what I meant. Sorry, I meant to say that.
You had it reversed.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I meant to say it in the wrong context.
Yeah, these the final fight. Holy shit. Okay, have either of you seen the Dragon Ball Super Broly?
I have not, and I've heard that that the final fight is now considered one of the best fights in anime.
That got topped in my opinion.
For what, My Hero Academia, the movie? You found a way, something that could top out Goku, Vegeta, Frieza fighting Broly.
I have no idea what they're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I don't watch.
King's Fenar, how you doing? How you doing, King? What the frick? Oh, Sparts, what's up? Sparts, everybody.
Sparts,
Silent Spartan X has joined the chat.
Whoa, it's a little cop minion.
How you doing?
Kind of like what Cruiser's doing better. It's like I got my own soundtrack. I bought a thing.
What did you buy?
Oh, let me turn my camera.
When this movie comes out on Vudu and all the other streaming sites and on DVD, watch it.
Sup, JJ? It's me, Don. Hi, Don. How you doing? What?
Alright, I'll watch it then.
What?
No, you said watch the movie when it comes out. I'll watch it then. But I bought a thing.
What did you buy?
It's not broadcasting. You know you're now in there.
A saber.
Ooh, nice.
I love this thing. It's got a lot of different sound fonts to it.
That's pretty cool. Is that a black level? Ooh, it's interchangeable.
Yep. It's the Kylo Ren font.
Nice, man.
That's all.
King's
That's
Fenrir
really important.
says cool. He says sweet, actually. Is it sweet? Does it taste delicious?
No.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Tastes like burning.
It tastes awful.
It tastes like burning. It tastes like third-degree burns and diabetes. I don't know.
And
Are you trying to tell me something there, buddy?
No.
Yes, you are.
So what's the news today? Let me see. King Fenrir says, "What's the news today?" Let's see here. Coronavirus, coronavirus,
Did you guys
coronavirus,
discuss
coronavirus,
any,
coronavirus, coronavirus. No, don't mind me. I'll find something. You guys just talk.
Any YouTube news?
Coronavirus. Oh wait, here's something. Here's something. No, that's a coronavirus. I'm sorry. Coronavirus.
You know the best way to counteract that is with
coronavirus.
Wait, Lyme disease?
Coronavirus. There's an ad for free hand sanitizer. I've already got a gallon of it. I drink this in my sleep.
And let me also just say this as a full warning. You will thank me for this later. Do not use hand sanitizer as masturbation.
I take it you know this from personal experience.
It was a comedian named Doug Ben.
Right.
Oh, actually, King from Rar actually brought up a good point here in the chat here. First of all, he asked Cruiser why, and second of all, King from Rar says, you joke, but a bunch of cons shut down because of... Oh my god, I actually never thought about that.
A bunch of cons shut down because of what?
The coronavirus.
Oh, that is honestly expected.
Yeah, that's kind of expected. I hope MegaCon doesn't shoot down.
Well, what cons have shut down because of the coronavirus?
What cons have gone down?
There's a very helpful video. It shows a man near a shower, and he tells you to wash your ass.
Yeah, it's kind of the scary thing about.
Hold a shower.
That's kind of the thing that's scary about this virus is that it's still new and we don't really know what the hell it's gonna, how it still works. But so like yeah, that's the like.
Well, the whole reason why this thing happened is because the Chinese people have this dish where you basically eat a bat that's in soup.
Well, I heard
I'm kind of not buying that.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Because of that.
Yeah, wasn't that
What's that?
I thought that was disproven.
No.
That's the thing. We don't know whether it's airborne. We don't know whether it's frickin' thing.
It's not. It's not air.
But don't worry. We were told this, and I go, it'll be dead by April because it's gonna get warmer.
Yes, because they said the same thing for the yellow fever. It got worse during the summer, and it got worse during the summer.
I know this. You know how I know? Because I have a doctorate degree from the back of a cereal box, and I got my first doctorate kit.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm in a big house that's white.
I thought we were going to stay away from political
Yeah,
jokes,
we
but
know.
okay.
Got my one. I got my one.
Anyway,
But no.
Do you know what this actually do you know what this whole epidemic?
There's a reason why you don't eat bats, bugs, or rodents. Yeah, they carry diseases, guys.
Yeah, look what happened to Ozzy Osbourne with the rabies shot. Do you know what this actually? But yeah, like the thing, they actually found out that a person that hasn't even come into contact with anybody or like traveled actually got the virus. So they're debating whether or not it even is airborne now. Do you know what this is reminding me of? Do you know what this is actually reminding me of? I brought this up to Jablonski. When I brought this up to you, can you see what my comparisons are?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, Cruiser, you ever heard of the of an Edgar Allan Poe poem called "Mask of the Red Death"?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys this cool. This is my favorite Edgar Allan Poe story. You guys know who he is, obviously, right?
Yes.
Okay, Edgar Allan Poe wrote a poem in 1942 called Mask of the Red Death. Easily one of the scariest ones he's ever made. So it was based on the outbreak of tuberculosis, I believe, which is, I think one of his wives died too, I think. I could be wrong. But what happened was, the moral of the poem was no matter what you do, no matter how you try, no matter who you are, what class you come from, you cannot escape the inevitability. So the story tells the story about this disease called the Red Death. What is the Red Death? It's kind of vague in a way, but the way it works is it kills people by having blood come out of every single pore on your body or something like that. You vomit blood. You have blood coming out of your body without scars. You're basically, all your pores are clogged and you die. I think I'm wrong about the symptoms or something like this. What are you doing?
Charging my phone.
Oh, I thought you were doing your thing. Sorry. So again, if I'm wrong about this, guys, just tell me the context there. So there's a prince in this land named Prince Prospero, right? So he. Oh, hi Twiley, how you doing? I'm telling the story of Mask of the Red Death. He decides to collect all these noblemen and secure them in the palace. He gets them all in there. They're away from the disease in the big walls. It's an Edgar Allan Poe story from 1942. And in this giant walled out palace, how he legitimately takes all measures. In the poem, he welds the doors shut so nobody can get in or out. So that way they're safe until this like blows over. So after all this here, he believes every single one is safe. Now the Prince Prospero's palace is like decorated in a variety of rooms. There's like a purple room with purple furniture in there. There's like a green room with like different like green objects in there, and like so on and so on. But there's at the last room at the bottom floor is a red room. In it is a grandfather clock, that with a glowing red face. So in this red room, it's either black, all the windows are like blood red. It's like basically based on art design. Okay. Are you following me?
Yes.
Okay. So one night, the Prince Prospero decides to hold what is called a masquerade. You guys, for those of you who don't know what a masquerade is, it's basically a party where you wear masks. Nobody can tell who you are, whether it be like a mask of an animal or something simple you made or something like that. Cruiser and I have been to at least 2 for a Grand Brony Gala, if you know what I'm talking about. Do you? Cruiser!
Well,
You and me have been to a couple of masquerades.
yes.
Yes, anyway. So, here's the thing. They're all having a good time. They have all the food. They have all the music, which is basically like an orchestra or something like that. The prince is hosting it. And, they're partying all over the thing, right? Is that a creepy set? No. It's... What? I just told you what a masquerade is. Anyway, sorry, someone was asking, is that a creepy sex thing? I don't know what he's talking about. Who is it now?
It's Spartan.
Oh, I thought he left and then came back. I'm telling us. Story. Anyway, I'm not playing the sound clip again. Anyway, so here's the thing. Every single time the clock. Oh, sorry, Twilight, did I miss you at Disney World? I'll get back to you about that later. The Grand Brony Gala was a Brony convention that was in Florida. So every single time this clock goes out in the red room that I mentioned before, everybody in the room just stops. Nobody speaks, nobody dances, and it's all just a big like hush. Like the entire room is like quiet as this clock chimes.
So kind of like green light.
No, not really. Like everybody is like nervous. Everybody's like melancholy. It's like basically something is reminding them about something. After a while, the music starts back up and everybody just goes like, okay, we're going back to party. So the party goes on until midnight. The clock goes off. Everybody is stopped, but then something different happens. They look at the top of the stairs and they see somebody standing at the top. It is a person wearing nothing but black, like kind of like a feudal.
My God, it's the Undertaker!
Thank you, kind of. Great, dude.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you kind of basically you broke the mood of the chat, man. Come on.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Anyway,
it was there.
The person is in like this black shroud and that looks like it's been coated in blood, wearing I think it was like okay. Basically he's basically dressed like a corpse in a way. The prince sees this, everybody is looking at this person like very distinctly. And he's very easily pissed off about this costume. Like, it's just too vile. So he demands that he gets unmasked so he can see the face of who they're going to hang tomorrow. The figure is slowly moving down the stairs through each room. And every single time a guard tries to seize him, they just back off. They're like, okay, no, we're not getting near this guy. The guy is is making his way down each room, down the stairs to each room, until making his way towards the red and black room. So what happens is the prince goes like, oh, fuck this. So he grabs a dagger from one of the guards. He just runs at him with the fucking dagger. And right before he stabs him, he stops. And then like shakes and his eyes are widening and he screams. He immediately falls down to the ground ground and dies covered in blood. The figure has done nothing. The crowd gets pissed off about this and rush the man in the mask. They are able to get near him, but the moment they release the mask, there's nobody under there. And after that happens, everybody in the room dies to the disease.
Like a Tales from the Crypt episode.
So
Which actually I'm gonna be rewatching.
Thus saying that the Red Death was an inevitable fate. The Red Death found its way in there in a physicality of that.
So are you saying that we're all just going to get the coronavirus or something?
I'm not saying that. I just found it like an interesting comparable thing. They're saying like it depend like does it, when it comes to that kind of thing there it's almost hard to say what can be blocked. It's kind of hard to explain. There's a lot of comparisons.
Easy. Don't eat bats. Don't eat bugs. Don't eat rodents. This isn't airborne. Remember, I work at a hospital.
Here's the thing, though. Now,
we don't know if it's airborne
point,
yet. Like there have been like 3 cases so far.
Like it's at least.
Sorry, go on, Jablonski.
Nothing I say is ever going to change your mind.
Jablonski,
so
go on.
Stop.
Jablonski, go on.
From the looks of things, though, it is evolving.
Yeah.
Just said they got their first case. New York just said they got their first official case.
Hope they come up with that vaccine soon.
And it's denial virus all over again.
Honestly, this is what I think.
It's mad cow disease.
Yeah, bird flu, swine flu. Sorry, guys, Jablonski.
This is what I think, though. As long as you wash your damn hands, wash your damn ass, and use common sense hygiene routines, your chances of getting it are extremely low.
Like, here's the deal. Like, it originated in China, right? Now, let's just be fair here.
Yes.
2 to 4%, last time I checked, of the people that had their out of, like, all of them have died. And most of them were of elder age. I can understand that. It's not like killing every single person in sight.
It's not like this super virus that everyone's trying to make it out to be.
Yes. Like, I'm not... Let's get this straight here. I'm not being paranoid about this disease. Oh, yeah, it only attacks people with low immune systems, as we know so far. The thing is that, like, I'm not paranoid about that. I'm making that thing. If by all means, I'm more or less fascinated and cautious. Because guys, cut me some slack here. I work at Disney World where people from all over the world come and visit. I mean, you can cut me from some slack there. I'm not worried about going to my job or anything. I'm more or less being caught. You guys know what I'm saying, right? Cruiser?
Not really, but I believe you when you say you're not paranoid about it.
Yeah, like, I'm more or less fascinated. Like, this is a brand new disease, so we don't know what the repercussions are. I mean, look what happened in Left 4 Dead. Ha! Basically, I'm a...
You can blame the Payday gang for that one.
Was Payday connected to Left 4 Dead?
It is. It's canon.
Really? Just like how it's canon that Left 4 Dead takes place in Philadelphia? No comment on that one, Spartan?
Oh.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Like, frickin', where was I on that one? Like, the thing is that, like, I'm just basically being paranoid. I mean, I'm seeing people come in here with Disney World has been shut down in 2 areas there, and I've been seeing people come in with masks and everything like there, and, you know, I don't... It's commonly like that. My question here is this, like, how all these people in China were able to, like, fall so easily. That's the thing. If hygiene was just the big thing. Now
because...
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, for starters, I'm not sure exactly if they're how well their immune systems are, because China is one of the most heavily polluted countries on the planet.
That's what I was about to say. Like, you know how the cities is like smogged or something like that.
Mm.
I'm not saying every city in China is smogged. I've actually seen some beautiful sites in China. I haven't been there personally, but I've seen some beautiful sites. But it's an industrial area or something like that. That's like more or less industrial production and everything there. More or less, the only thing we can do now is just see what happens. I hope, to God, everything up north takes place. I'm going up north in May, so yeah. Cruiser, remember what I said. said, though, without questioning what it is, remember, if I die, this book is yours. Everything in this book is everything you need. I'm trusting you personally with this book. Like I said, do not question what's in this book.
You tried the same thing with me in high school. It's literally nothing in the book.
Oh,
It's basically his game. It's basically his Playgirl collection.
Cruiser. I'm being serious here. Everything in that book is yours if anything happens to me. Basically, I'm a...
No, that's where Hoagie guy put. That's where he puts his Hoagie guy. Yeah.
He has photos of John in a Yif suit. Pastes them in his notebook.
It doesn't even make any sense from a...
Whatever floats your boat, man. I don't judge.
God damn it. You gotta find some way to...
Well, anyway, Jablonski, why don't you actually... Not Jablonski. Son of Spartan X, why don't you actually tell us what's been going on in the world of professional...
Absolutely. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to go over Raw because I can't remember. I'm just going to go over the highlights. WWE had a pay-per-view on Thursday called the Super Showdown, which takes place in Saudi Arabia. Yay. We all love the Saudi Arabia shows. Which they had the Twake Mountain, which is a mountain in Saudi Arabia, contest trophy thing. And, well, The Undertaker wasn't scheduled to be there, but he ended up winning the whole thing. Everybody kind of got mad at that because they didn't put over a young talent for it. Mm-hmm. Then they had the Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet match. Again, everybody got mad at that because, again, a young talent wasn't put over. Brock Lesnar was. Then they had The Fiend, which is everybody's favorite character, versus Brock Lesnar. Oh, not Brock Lesnar. Goldberg. Yes, 53-year-old Bill Goldberg. And Goldberg went over and got mad about that.
Goldberg.
Yeah.
I always kind of saw Goldberg as a poor man Stone Cold.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he was.
I remember just seeing, like, when I was really big into wrestling when I was a kid. I remember seeing, of course, WCW was still around at the time, and seeing this guy, and I'm like, is this supposed to be their Stone Cold or something?
Yeah, that's what he was. He was supposed to be their Stone Cold. They had Stone Cold Steve Austin, or we had Stone Cold Steve Austin. They had Bill Goldberg. It was not a good match. He hit a couple of spears that looked like double leg takedowns and not spears. They were not good. They had new SmackDown Tag Team Champions in The Miz and John Morrison. I still hate The Miz. And they're just setting up for Elimination Chamber, which is where I'll be next week.
I know The Miz is a former reality show contestant. That's all I really know about the guy. However, I do not hate him because, I don't know much about him, but I do know that he was playing for charity when he went on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And he actually did really good, if I can recall. I can't remember how much he won, but he definitely got up there in terms of how much money he was able to get to charity. And
wait, which one? The John Cena one or the Jeff Foxworthy one?
I believe it was Foxworthy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking old school here. I have to admit, that game show, it was funny, and yet somehow it was also a little bit embarrassing because you realize that you could not answer any of these questions.
Look, that game was rigged, man. Even if I was in fifth grade, I don't think I'd be able to answer half that crap. That game was rigged.
I'm sure, the kids are still getting, actual, they're still attending school, don't get me wrong. So that stuff is all probably still fresh in their minds.
True.
But, but I'm looking at this question, and it's find the adjective in this sentence. What's an adjective again?
Right?
King Finrar asks, what show?
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Wouldn't that be Finrar?
King Finrar? Yeah, sorry. What did I say? King Finrar? Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm confusing it with WinRAR.
But the host, Jeff Foxworthy, again, the original, he actually was not surprised with the outcome at all. he said in an interview, when you get older, you tend to delete those files. Those don't matter to you. What you care about is, taking care of your house and your family. So yeah, it's no surprise that adults are not going to know, this stuff.
Yeah, I can agree with that because when you get older, you're like, okay, which bills do I have to pay this month?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
However, the one moment of the show that I thought was the best was there was a woman from the South who was a contestant there. I can't remember what she for a job, I mean, and she actually made it all the way to whatever the last question is, where you actually win $1 million. Now, in order to get there, you have to win, I think, 50 grand. And she had that, and you can either take the money there and just leave, or you can play for $1 million. And with the $1 million question, you don't get any kind of help whatsoever. And it was, which British royal had the world's longest monarch? And she guessed Queen Victoria, and she was right.
King Fenrir says, I know a guy who was on the Live on the Street segment and lost.
He was on what segment?
The Live on the Street.
Oh god. I just thought it was so cool though that a woman from the South, okay, from Georgia, won the $1 million, and this is the real embarrassing part of the show. If you don't win the $1 million, you actually have to look right into the camera. I am not smarter than a 5th grader. But this one woman, on TV, and this one woman from the South that's supposed to be like, the dumb part of the country, was able to look into the camera and go, I am smarter than a 5th grader. That was just the best moment, at least to me.
There's a lot of weird game shows growing up.
Yeah, there definitely has been like this slew of game shows, like when I was in my 20s that came out. And like some of them didn't last very long. One of them was Identity, where you basically had to identify 10 people just by looking at them. Now, some of the stuff was obvious, like you had to guess who was a celebrity impersonator, even though he's like in full costume. Someone who might be a bounty hunter. But then it gets kind of weird, like who's the virgin? And again, like you just by looking at them. However, they did actually bring the help that they had were people who kind of analyze like body movement and stuff like that. But the grand prize I think was like $50,000. And the first episode I watched, the dude won $50,000. Like, okay, well I reached that goal. On to the next game show.
I wonder how much of that you get after taxes.
Not much.
Yeah.
Not much, because I know Joe Rogan said that when people like won the 50 grand on Fear Factor after taxes, they got like maybe $36,000. Not bad, but still, dude, 50K, come on. And then there was another one. Again, I can't remember the name, but the idea of the show, you actually start out with $1 million in cold hard cash. It's like right there on the table. And I show this to my dad. He goes like, "Okay, thanks. I'm out of here." Like I didn't play the game. But the way how it worked is, you would get like maybe you get a question and then like 6 answers, and you have to put all of your money on individual answers. You can either put it all on one answer or kind of divvy it up. And the answer that was wrong, the money would just drop into this tube. And whatever, if you manage to have any money left, you would pretty intense. But however, just like with Deal or No Deal, it got old pretty fast. I actually blamed Deal or No Deal for starting this slew of game shows because, like, good concept at the time, but like, how do you pad that? You have to really pad the hell out of that game show to make it last an hour.
Yeah.
And if you'll excuse me, I have to use the bathroom.
So take a whee!
So it's a new deal.
Wow.
Evan's face was stuck in the same position for a while. I thought we lost him.
Me?
Yeah. Let's all right, guys. Welcome to the J&J show. We're gonna talk about Evan.
The
We're
J.
gonna talk
No,
shit
it's
about
J, J,
Evan.
and J. Triple J. That's why I always introduce Justin Jablonski and Justin Sprar as Justin Squared.
Wouldn't Jablonski be Justin squared because his initials are JJ?
No. God. So that's going to be the hugest thing. Me and Bruce are going to be traveling to Mississippi. And I tell him, like, dude, you need to get yourself a fucking... You need to go stop at Walmart and get yourself a fucking... You know? Like a whole thing of, like,
Fucking
friggin...
you know.
Huh?
Fucking you know.
What?
How do you get one of those?
It's like, you know, you have to, like,
No?
friggin... get... I told him, you have to get yourself, like, a friggin' container of hand sanitizer. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. Remember when the swine flu actually broke out? That was the thing. Like, you look at, like, the SARS virus and then the swine flu, which were actually kind of legitimate. I remember when we were in high school, the swine flu came
Oh
out.
no, he's got the swine flu.
Yeah, the only problem was, like, here's the thing. I remember the swine flu was actually legitimate. Like, people thought it was a joke, but then somebody in our school got it and were like, oh.
Wee!
Yeah, we literally started, everybody... I remember me and Juan were actually nervous. Like, they had to put hand sanitizer dispensers everywhere. Remember that, Juan?
Oh yeah, I do.
And let's just face it, it was rightfully so. Somebody got it. We kind of were like, okay, now we should probably be worried about this. And that was the thing, like, the swine flu, it was legitimately kind of a big deal at the time. But
It
like,
was.
yep. Then we got, what was after that? E. coli, which was like, oh no, and then
Ebola.
Ebola. We're like, okay. Hey, and then we got Zika. I'm like,
But
oh.
then again, in our school, shouting egg salad was also a meme.
I remember freaking. Remember we got? Did you?
Bob Saget.
Dwa, did you ever get one of those shirts that with the pig on it that said "I survived"?
No.
They were selling shirts at our school that says "I survived the outbreak." And then like we got the Zika virus, in which case we're like, okay, now this is just getting ridiculous. And now we got this, which is like literally being worse. So we're like, yeah.
Our school might not have been hot on academics, but our school was sure hot on memes.
Was there ever a Sun Valley High School like meme thing?
Yeah, you did. Oh, you weren't a part of that skit in the talent show, were you?
Oh no, the Valley Boys and the Valley Girls.
Hi, we're the Valley Girls. Here's inside jokes that none of you get that you have to painfully sit through.
Oh my God, I remember that. Like someone had to wear my striped hoodie at that time. I was almost gonna be roasted in that one time. They just couldn't.
You should have not have watched it for like an entire month and like, here you go.
God, that should be us. Like friggin', we watched our old school talent show video on a
No.
stream.
Thank God I wasn't a part of it. I can't even watch it for you.
Really?
Like looking back on it, I was like, dude, that was something cringy. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I liked my reenactment of that scene from Toy Story.
Yeah, you and John's were fine because it was something that was random but funny. But then I was like, we are the Valley Girls. Here's an inside joke that none of you would get because I'm banging this guy.
Exactly. It was just literally just like love jokes. Like, too bad nobody likes me. I remember when the swine flu first broke out in high school and everyone tried to quit pork. It was funny. I'm reading the comments. God, I'm actually seeing there. Like, yeah, let me just see what's going on here. I actually found something here for the that was done on the Washington Post about the disease. And apparently, a lot of people who are prone to it are apparently, people with low immune systems, older people, and people with known disease like high blood pressure and death. Well, Cruiser's not gonna like this.
With what year was that panic going on?
The swine flu panic? The swine flu thing?
Yeah.
It was like 2000.
That was like, oh wait, wasn't it?
No, it was 2010. We were in high school. Sometime within 2000, between 2000.
It was funnier when you were in a high school in the middle of nowhere, and a lot of people were farmers.
God, I remember I was at my pediatrician at the time, or whatever, I don't know. And they had a sign saying we are out of swine flu vaccines, but they had mist, so they gave me and my sister mist. So yeah, that was all they could do. Did you end up getting the swine flu vaccine, Juan?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking
Right
about.
now, I do travel to work every day with a can of Lysol.
Yeah, I could hear you there. I mean, like I'm carrying these around here with me at work. Like I said, cut me some slack. I'm getting people from all over the world. The thing
You
was,
are.
yeah. So like that's the thing. Like,
I want. This is what I want. I want like somebody to come in from China and like guys wearing full-on tactical gear and mouse ears just come in and quarantine them.
oh my god, no. I will say up front, I hope the Disney parks in Florida do not get closed, because if that happens,
Just like people from China come in and it's like guys in full-on tactical gear and mouse ears. Get them! That'd be the most hilarious. Just because they're wearing tactical gear and mouse ears, that's what would make it hilarious.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like one of the things.
Wearing tactical gear, mouse ears,
Guys,
and they wear the white gloves.
Yeah, I will say,
the big cartoonish white gloves. Like, sir, stop laughing. We're taking our job seriously.
Yeah, I will say up front, if since after Hong Kong Disney had to close for like that certain amount of time, I will say up front, if the Disney parks in Florida close, I am going to be in big trouble.
In Hong Kong, Shanghai, now Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And considering how there's like how many cases were.
Which is interesting because Japan was fairly clean when I went there.
When did you go there again?
August.
Oh, that was before the outbreak, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before it was like it's still in China. In which case, if we all.
So I'm American, dude. I'm Philadelphian. I suck in pollution every day. Nothing can kill us.
I thought you lived in. Where did you live?
Well, I mean, it's still all Philadelphia.
Yeah. Like, let me see here. If my name means like. Let's just see what's going on in the news of coronavirus right now. Because, that's all we can basically talk about. What's going on now? And another person has died.
Corona.
And another person has died.
Did you guys talk about that hot fresh YouTube demonetization?
What happened?
Oh, J Station?
Yeah, J Station. You guys talk about that?
What happened?
We haven't.
Homeboy got demonetized.
For what?
If you don't know who J Station is, he's one of those Twitch YouTube leeches that did those 3 a.m. channels, and he would get revenue and make revenue off of celebrities that, and I don't know if this is going on YouTube, so I'm not going to use the actual word, but have passed on. Some famous notes would be the rapper XXXTentacion and Edgar, which everybody were mad about, both of them. So he went through this whole thing where he faked his girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend's death, and they broke up or something, and there was like this whole saga, and all the YouTubers were like, dude, why is this guy still on the platform? So finally some news outlets were picking up on it, and YouTube was like, oh, holy crap, hold on, whoa. Bro, you gotta get demonetized, I'm sorry.
So is this...
So now he's taking a break, and everyone around YouTube's like, you did it. You did it. You did your job, YouTube. Congrats.
Yay, YouTube. Hold on, I want to put on the audience like applause sound effect for this thing.
I wish you can cut to a scene of like that meme where everyone's like giving a round of applause and like a standing ovation.
Yeah, like that black and white image, that black and white stock footage that's right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what would I do without you guys?
Everyone's just like, good job, YouTube. You finally did your job. But I have to kind of pinch of salt this, because it's not like YouTube did it because it was the right thing. It was, let's do this because we have to, and we don't want to suffer another adpocalypse.
Yeah, we don't want to.
We're still happy that YouTube did it.
Yeah, we're good that YouTube is able to get that stuff out there from getting rid of Dick now. If only we can get rid of Leafy for good.
Leafy's gone, bro.
I know, but shut down his channel, because that kind of what.
No. Is
it gone?
No, I mean, see, the thing is, everyone thinks the commentary channels are evil, but I don't think so, because...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like, people did commentary on Daddy 05, and,
Well, that was the thing, like, I know what you're saying, but, like, Leafy was, like, a straight-up cyberbully, from what I've heard.
Like, he made a couple of bad choices on some videos, like, he did, talk about a man with a mental handicap, and he didn't know, and he apologized for it. Yeah. But other than that, it was all pretty clean because he was just giving the smackdown to Keemstar and Onision.
Yeah. Then again, who is like Gamer from Mars was actually made a video about Onision and how he's actually taking advantage of people's hate for him.
we should now call him He Who Shall Not Be Named. Because
Cruiser,
of
you're
all the
muted.
allegations against him.
Cruiser, you're muted.
Who are we talking about?
We were just talking about YouTube commentators.
Okay, but who's glad to be gone?
J Station.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah. And then we got off into He Who Shall Not Be Named.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Onision.
Oh, Onision, Mr. Insane.
We're now referring to him as He Who Shall Not Be Named.
No, let's not call him Mr. Insane.
No, we'll just call him Onion Boy like Leafy did.
Onion Boy, yeah. Shrek's bitch. Shrek's bitch, there we go. We're calling
Like that
Onision.
Onion Boy.
We're calling Onision Shrek's bitch.
Well, I thought it was great when Chris Hansen actually showed up at his door.
That's my favorite part about this whole Onision anime that we're watching right now. This whole manga that we're going through, this whole Onision manga, that was my favorite arc, was when Chris Hansen stepped into the picture. Great. I can't wait to see how this manga ends now. I'm hooked.
That's
Wait, someone actually made a manga of this?
No, but that's pretty much my hot commentary take on it.
That's the thing. The guy is being such an idiot because he's like he made an entire YouTube channel which he's profiting off of him just going insane.
But I love how there's these allegations against him. No one's seriously like, is anybody checking into this? Hello? Like, this is some serious stuff. If it's real, he's in big trouble.
I know, right?
Okay. But Evan, you were saying that the gamer from Mars made a video about it?
Yeah, he made a second video on Shrek's bitch. I gotta put a sticky note on my thing. Onision's name is Shrek's bitch.
Good old Onion Boy.
Okay, but what were you saying though about it, Evan?
How Onision has been made a second YouTube channel of him like giving over the top responses and like insane. I thought you were just opening a beer for a second. Anyway, I'm on.
Stone cold.
It's like chug.
It's a Corona.
Sprite. But please keep going.
It's like you look at it and you're like, wait, no, that doesn't say Sprite. It says, is that another eye? Anyway, I'm
waiting to hear this, Evan. Please.
Basically, it's just that he made a second channel of it about him like going complete. I can't really tell you what he does in this video. It's like videos of him just reacting to all the stuff about like over the. How do I even describe this? I'm sorry, I can't really describe this, Cruiser. Basically, you have to see the video to get a better description. I can't really explain it too well. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we should talk about?
What?
So a couple days ago, I was in my room, and
Whoa.
Duan, this is kind of an important thing for me. And I got sent a news article by my friend, and I immediately rush out of my room, and my parents are in the other room, and I say, so, Iger stepped down. My dad instantly drops everything and goes like, I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, I guess we should probably address the whole thing in the book with Iger stepping down.
Yes.
So...
Yes, we shall.
Can I squeeze in one more thing?
Okay, let's go.
It'll be quick. So I forgot to mention also, you haven't noticed Twitch streamer Dr. Disrespect and his sponsor G Fuel is doing an interesting cross promotion with WWE, and now they have Dr. Disrespect and The Undertaker squaring off in these weird, kind of cool G Fuel videos, and I can't wait to see where that goes tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob Iger.
Anyway, so yes, Bob Iger stepped down from the Walt Disney Company just recently. And I'm just gonna be fair here on this one here. I brought this up here. It was very sudden, and I don't know if it was revealed whether or not why he stepped down or not. For all I know, it wasn't anything like extreme or anything like that. He got his new guy. I forgot his name. Bob
Penny Pincher Chapek.
Yes, let's not talk about him. Basically, but we're focusing on the guy here, and a lot of people didn't see it coming. I'm going to be fair here on this one here. Yes, Bob Iger had like a mixed opinion in the public there. Some people didn't like some of the choices. Some people liked some of the choices. But let's just be a fair gamer here. The guy, despite everything, did do a lot of stuff there. He brought Disney out of the Eisner era, which was a sinking ship. He was able to turn Disney into something big with all these decisions. He was able to make it into what it is today. You could see him as one thing, but you can't deny he is a respectable businessman. Right?
Though granted, I will say this: he way overpaid for Fox.
Isn't that kind of isn't that kind of Fox's fault? But
But that's more of Viacom's fault.
Is Viacom still a thing? I thought they shut down.
Viacom's still around.
I haven't gotten any YouTube copyright claims from them. That's for sure.
No, actually, it was Comcast that jacked up the price.
Comcast.
Like, did he really need Fox in the first place?
Oh, not really.
There you go.
Yeah, but still, it's an impressive buy about what he was able to do, and with him stepping down, it's pretty cool. He's leaving behind a pretty good legacy in the way.
Up until Galaxy's Edge, maybe.
Oh, here we go again.
Cruiser, I thought we basically concluded that Galaxy's Edge basically is fine now. I'm
talking about with the score that I had for it. It's fun. It just could have been better.
Yeah, it's all there.
You can thank a certain someone that just got a recent promotion for that.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Let's just say that there's a reason why there's not a lot of walkarounds in Galaxy's Edge.
What?
I have no idea what he's talking
Dude,
about.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, even I'm confused at this point.
Okay, part of the penny pinching was that there, you know how when it was originally pitched, there would be like a whole bunch of walk around characters to make the park look more alive.
Yes, they've done that since day one.
Been a lot more, and there's also a reason why there wasn't a lot of droids. I'm just saying.
Roger.
Okay. Anyway, the guy stepped down. He's leaving a legacy. I don't know where he's gonna go from there, but still, it was an interesting experience there about just seeing him just come in and just say, "No, I must go. My planet needs me," kind of thing. I mean, like I said, what he accomplished was pretty interesting, and I don't know what's next for him. Honestly, there is a rumor saying he might be getting into politics, which is pretty out there, but we'll see what happens.
Getting into what?
Politics. Hell, he was actually
Okay.
he was actually considering of running for office a couple of times. And that'd be an interesting experience. Honestly, I'd like to see him give that a shot. But
maybe that's why he actually did it too, was because we're getting into Super Tuesday this week.
Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday is where a lot of states do their primaries.
Oh.
All right, so I'm just going to be up front here, everybody. I say this to everybody in real life. I keep my political opinions private, and I'm just going to leave it there.
All I'm going to say is, if you're able to, vote. Just do it.
Here's my political opinion.
No, it's not wrong.
Considering
It's not wrong.
Wait a minute, isn't saying to vote was one of the things that got Shrek's bitch hated?
Vote or die. Remember that?
Voter.
That was Puff Daddy. I remember South Park was mocking that vote or die, motherfucker. Shaking titties while you vote, motherfucker.
Let's make this interesting. Like, you look at, we have how many presidents have we had so far?
45.
Okay, so let's just be fair here. We know all the ones that are openly spotted, everybody from the 1900s to the modern day era to the first ones like Lincoln, Washington, Adams, Jefferson. What are some of the most obscure presidents that nobody ever talks about?
James Garfield.
Taft.
What, Taft? Taft was the fat one, right? That with
Grover Cleveland.
Calvin Coolidge.
Definitely Calvin Coolidge.
Warren. Like, you ever look at like some of these names here? Here, like we've had a lot of presidents there. Like, we got a guy named Zachary Taylor. James.
We got a guy named Zachary Taylor Hansen. Is that what you just said?
No, his name is Zachary Taylor. Like no one ever talks about these guys. Like, who could forget Rutherford B. Hayes?
I do. You know, come on. Our boy Rutherford B. Hayes was holding it down for the underground, all right?
Right.
This sounds like you're turning into a Robot Chicken skit. Okay.
What about Martin Van Buren? With the guy with the weird facial hair, you know?
What about Benjamin Harrison?
Benjamin Harrison? I'm looking up a cheat sheet. I'm not even going to lie here. So wait.
I did too.
Benjamin Harrison. There was a lot of president with beards. I'm going to say that. Like the beard era. The beard. The beard.
I pledge allegiance to the beard.
It's like the beard era. The beard era ended after Taft.
Look, let's be honest here. Nobody would know about James K. Polk if it wasn't for Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Oh my god. Franklin Pierce. I feel bad about this because I can imagine these guys have accomplished so much.
Well, I do know when it comes to Grover Cleveland, he's not really known for anything except for just being on the, I think it was the $1,000 bill, as well as being the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. That's really it. That's all he's known for. Like, he was voted in one time, got voted out the next, ran again, and won. That's basically how it went. If you remember, that was actually a joke on Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh yeah, that would make you Grover Cleveland. Why is this stuff coming out of my mouth? Okay, so
You know what, guys? I'm calling it right now. This March 18th from now on will be known as Calvin Coolidge Day. Right.
Oh my god.
My boy deserves some respect.
Oh my god. Oh.
And Abe Lincoln is disappointed with you, sir.
Look, all right.
There's Herbert Hoover.
You don't have a last name like Calvin Coolidge. Let's be real here.
Yeah, and then we got Herbert Hoover who made things worse.
Where up you're at, boy.
Yeah, and then we got Herbert Hoover who made things absolutely worse.
Did he make him suck? Oh, get it to that.
No, he was the guy that caught. That was, I think, one of the blames.
I was making a vacuum cleaner.
If you guys don't know, Herbert Hoover was one of the blames for the crash of 29.
I thought it was 28.
The crash of stock market crash of 29, I believe it was. Fuck it, I learned this fact from Annie.
It'll be 29.
Fuck it, I learned this fact from Annie.
Who?
Annie, it was
Who?
Annie, the play.
The musical?
Yeah. Didn't you know it took place in during the Great Depression?
No.
It takes place during the.
With a girl as chippy as that, how could you think it could?
Well, she wasn't chippy in the orphanage. It takes place there. There's a song that's literally about poor people making fun of Herbert Hoover. Hell, the first lyrics of the last song is, "I know the Depression's depressing," which is like the most.
As if I would know that song.
As if I would know anything about it.
It's a good song. It's a good play. Like you look at like some of the guys here, like you look at some of the things like Theodore Roosevelt's the one president that can literally kick your ass. Like, did you ever hear about the story of Theodore Roosevelt in the tavern?
No.
Okay.
Because I want to hear more stories about Calvin Coolidge, all right?
Well, here's the thing. It was during the times. No, this is actually a cool story. Theodore was a cowboy at the time, I believe. I apologize if I got the story wrong. And he was at a bar, and these guys came in and walked up to him, and I think what he said was 4 Eyes here is gonna buy the next round of drinks. So what does Roosevelt do? He gives a chuckle, and what he does, he like decks him right between the eyes, keeps punching until he's down, drags him in the back, locks him in the shed, and leaves.
So would that explain why they actually found, oh no, that was Benjamin Franklin, never mind.
That was the thing. Like, one of the other things is that, like, he actually was shot before he did a speech, but rather than going to the hospital, he went through the entire speech after that incident. The story is he was about to go on, and he was shot in the chest, but the speech cards in his pocket, like, blocked the bullet.
Oh, that's when he was. That's when he tried running for a third term, and he called it the Bull Moose Party. And when that happened, he said, "Nope, nothing can stop this bull move."
Here you go. He literally walked up on stage. He's like, "Oh, here's the bullet. I'm just gonna go on." He actually kind of sounded like this. He sounded like friggin' like a folk singer. But literally after the thing, he's like, "Okay, take me to a hospital, please." That's literally what happened. He's like, "Okay, need to see doctor now." Like he wasn't injured, but he felt like he needed to see a doctor.
I do know that he was born as a sickly child. He had this stigma of believing his father was a coward because he fought his way out of service. So he felt like it was his duty to preserve his family's honor. So he I think he was Secretary of the Navy. He killed a cougar with his Bowie knife, and was obviously. Depending on where you're from, I think it kind of determines how it's pronounced. I heard it pronounced Bowie or Bowie.
Isn't David Bowie and Bowie knife spelled the same way? Have you ever met someone called David Bowie?
I remember a country artist named Chris Cagle, and I had to. And when I worked at a music store, okay, you're looking for Chris Cagle? Because for those of you who don't know, Kegels are what we call cunt crunches. Sorry, but I had to spell it out for people.
Yeah, I looked it up. David Bowie and Bowie knife are spelled the same way, so I can only imagine an anti-David Bowie fans calling him David.
He's kind of like Popeye.
Can you imagine like somebody who hates David Bowie's like David Bowie, more like David Bowie?
Yeah, well, did you know that?
Comedy Island.
Yeah, well, did you know that Calvin Coolidge disliked the KKK?
What?
I don't know. I'm on his Wikipedia right now.
What does it say?
He
Calvin Coolidge disliked the KKK.
He disliked the
Took a lead on
KKK.
civil rights. Yeah, did you know that?
No.
Score one from my boy Calvin Coolidge. You guys at? Yeah.
I want to see.
Talking about some president knocking out people at a bar. This man, you know, he did stuff.
So what? Did he beat the shit out of them? Because that's what friggin'. I mean,
Yeah,
like
man.
Theodore.
That's what it's going to say on his Wikipedia page in 5 minutes when I edit it.
Yeah. That's the thing. Theodore Roosevelt was actually a boxer. I mean, I want to go to a convention and just see a guy, like a guest cosplayer, like they're dressed as many U.S. presidents as possible in like all 4 days.
Oh, my
What
favorite
the
one.
rock the whole presidency?
No, it starts out with just a basic one. Then at the end of it, they just go to a Nixon from Futurama.
I remember Jackass in like their first movie. Well, with the TV show, they used to have Chris Pontius protest as the devil, saying that all the stuff they wrote about me in the Bible was a lie. And so for the movie, they amped it up a little bit, where there's like some like manhole, and he comes flying out of there, like literally there's smoke, and he gets launched out of this thing as if he just arrived. It's like, keep going out of California! Keep going out of California!
I want to see if there's a Calvin Coolidge cosplay.
This
Please.
guy's got kicked out of Westchester pretty quick.
Calvin Coolidge
There
cosplay.
is, I mean, remember, Evan, I think it was you and Brawny went to, I think, MegaCon, and you guys found someone cosplaying as the Brawny man.
Yeah, I know. I got video of it. Well, I got nothing of a Calvin Coolidge cosplay, but I got a cool picture of him in his cool hat.
So, look, people.
He looks like
let's be real here.
He looks like Mr. Hyde.
Let's be real here, all right? It was everything was for Calvin Coolidge, all right?
What do you think his campaign slogan was? It's all cool with Coolidge.
No, it was actually cool.
It's like, it's all Coolidge.
No, actually, for real, it was keep cool with cool. I'm serious. That's what it actually was.
Are you serious?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What?
That's awesome.
Keep cool with Coolidge.
Yeah.
I need to look this up. Keep
That's awesome.
cool with cool. Oh my god, it actually was.
Remember, Evan, I'm going to tell you something here that I have been telling my parents for a long time.
Wait, when was he president?
In Just We Trust.
What? Wait, when?
You do.
Yeah, too bad on the internet. You're not.
Interested me.
Wait, what? When was he president? What year?
He was in office from August 2nd, 1923 to March 4th, 1929.
God, he has a nice ass suit. I'm looking
No.
at.
I thought you said that he has a nice ass.
Maybe he does have a nice ass. Maybe he does have a nice ass. How about you thought of that? Okay, I'm looking at
So
this
who's
guy.
with me? Wednesday, March 8th, Calvin Coolidge Day. Calvin Coolidge Day.
I need to friggin' find me a I found this guy who found these two like presidential buttons. One of it has his face on it that says "Keep cool with cool." No, there's also "Keep cool with Cal." Coolidge for president. Next to one that says "Nixon's the one" on like a white button with just red letters. Yeah, Nixon was the one.
The one.
You ever notice, like, you look at stuff like friggin'... Yeah, there's one that... There are also these two drink coolers, or as I like to call them, beer tits. One of them is blue that says, "Cool like Kennedy," and "Keep cool with
Did you say
Coolidge.
beer tits?
Yeah, that's what we call it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like a term my uncle came up with for beer cozies.
Look at my homie right here. Right?
Oh
He's
my
just-
god, look
Shut
at...
the dog.
Look at...
Alright, like,
Look at my home.
Look at this guy!
alright, like,
Oh my god, that's a badass presidential photo! Oh my god.
like,
Paint portrait.
Yeah, that's right. There wasn't photos back then. Or...
you guys don't know what it's really. It's all about my homie Calvin Coolidge right now. All right.
That was a badass presidential portrait, man.
All right. Like, y'all don't know.
Can we just... That's gonna be our thing. Okay, election is coming out 2020. We gotta find like buttons that say keep still cool with Coolidge. Still
We
cool.
should- No, we gotta put up a fake election ad for Calvin Coolidge to see how many people we can get to vote for him.
That should be a thing. They'll just have a banner outside of my house that says, "I'm still cool with Coolidge." Or like, "Still cool with Coolidge." Can I buy Coolidge stamps? Let me see if I can find something online. There's shirts. There's mugs. There's cups. Why is it always the most basic thing? There's bumper stickers. Is he on any of them? Is he on money? Is Coolidge on money?
No, all right. So we're rolling out this new. We're gonna roll out the $3 bill. All right. I know it makes no sense right now, but we're gonna do that. We're putting his face on it.
The $3.
Yeah, you know.
Isn't that the gay bill? You know, as queer as a $3.
Oh yeah. We're gonna roll out the $7 bill. All right.
Like, I think
We're getting the $7 bill.
Do they still make
rolled out.
$2
We're gonna put his
bills?
face on it.
Do they actually still
Actually,
make...
yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think I have one actually. Hold on, let me just see if I can find that.
I do too.
I actually got one that's changed from a toll booth.
Wow. Hold on, I'll go see. $2 bills are like the shiny Pokemon of money. I'm gonna say that. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick.
Well, he's doing
Yeah, I
it.
used to
I'll
be a
get
collector
look at
of,
what I'm looking at.
Of foreign change and money. So I got a couple of things here, a couple of dollars here. Like, I got this like a Greek dollar, like this dollar from I think it's from like Honduras. I think it's like from Mexico or something. I don't know where it's from, but I know all I know is that Dan Middlesworth just gave it to me one day.
Who?
Dan Middlesworth.
Where did he get?
We don't know. We were in the lunch line and he just handed me this. He's like, "Here, happy birthday."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so let me see here. Oh yeah, here it is. It's right here. I got it right here.
The most foreign money I have is I have a real that I stole from Darren,
Wow.
and I have a bunch of yen.
Wow, like
that I
there's
never converted back
like a
over.
friggin' the back of a $2 bill is actually pretty cool. Look at that thing.
Yeah, man.
Look at that.
I got my grandfather. Well, what's left of my grandfather's money collection.
What else do I got in here?
Anything rare in there?
In here?
That I know of. He sold off a bunch of it for to go gambling with.
He sells the money to get more money to spend money to make more money. It's
He
meta.
didn't make more money. He just kept losing more money.
Got an old
He's got to
magic.
play blackjack.
I got-
That's
A lot of,
I got some $half in
a
here.
lot of the stuff that I was
Oh my god. I remember we were having a
I was
bake.
supposed to inherit the entire collection,
I remember
and I got like whatever bits were left over.
we were having a bake sale in school, and I went up there and got a cupcake for 50 cents. I didn't have one, so I paid him with a $half. So they go on the microphone saying, "Evan has bought cupcakes with $half." I'm like, oh my god. It was like crazy. Gotta
You were like, what? You cut out the perfect time.
They go on the announcement and they say, Evan bought this with a $50. They like just singling me on like, okay, thank you. What else do I got in this thing? Wait, is that? Oh my god, is this what I think it is? I got a Juan. Only Juan is gonna know what this is, most likely. Juan, I got a token for Funscape.
You got a token. So do I, dude.
Look at that. I got a silver token for Funscape. Wait, I think I have a gold one too. Let me see. If
I have the gold one. I have the gold one with Pac-Man on it. It says Namco.
You got
I should have kept mine when I was in when it was open in New York.
God, I remember when that.
Funscape. Actually, if you see me, Evan, when you come up, we're gonna go over to where it used to be. If you look in, it still has like the carpeting and stuff down.
Yeah, like if you actually, I'm gonna look up the theater. Funscape's still gonna come up. If you don't know what Funscape was, it was basically a play place where you could have your birthday party at, and then it became a movie theater.
No, but the other side is still there. Like if you look in there, you can still see the carpeting and everything. In
Really? Really?
I think I think the Regal that's where mine was. I think it took over that same spot. I wish it didn't.
Wow. I actually got an epic. I got an Epcot. I actually got an old Epcot token. Or I'm like a medal. That's really cool.
Okay, if I was doing urban exploring, that would be the one place that I would love to do is to go on the other side and explore the old Funscape.
Me too.
Oh, I got a token for Kahunaville.
Get a token for what?
Kahunaville. It was a play. It was like a Chuck E. Cheese place with a giant volcano near the Blue Rock Stadium.
Mr. Celery.
Mr. Celery was the best.
We had Willie the Hippo.
Willie the Hippo?
Yeah.
Well, now we have to make them fight, Mr. Celery and Willie the Hippo.
I have a penny from 1954.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to.
Years later, after I leave Peak, years later, they actually open a cat cafe. The bastards.
Yeah, I went there. They had one in Philadelphia that me and the whore went to.
Evan will actually appreciate these.
What?
Where's my camera turn back on?
What is that? Oh, you got the pins?
Yeah.
You're a pin collector. Are you a trader?
No, dude, I lost like half of them.
Oh, that sucks.
And I got this one.
Nice, man.
Do they even still do these things anymore?
The pin trading?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a big community around them.
Like do they still do them at Disney World?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hell, there are people that like to bring their binders and trade with other people.
I kind of want to see that.
There's they sell them at conventions here. It's all over the place. Pin trading's like I remember I had to do, the Speedway was out, right? So I had to stand out there and tell people that was closed. And I had this traffic cone with pins all over it. It's cute. So when people came out there were families like looking through like iPhones, seeing like, wait, is this pin? What does he have that pin? Like they had like baggies and binders full of them. It was crazy.
That is crazy. I didn't think it'd be that popular.
It's huge. It's like an underground collective. I gotta go put this over here, and then I gotta go treat my fingers for nickel poisoning.
This is what happens with Nickelback. Yeah, speaking of Nickelback, there is this channel I like to watch called the Punk Rock MBA, and the host, Finn McKenty, will occasionally does this series called The Most Hated Bands. And at one point he got to Nickelback, and he wanted to see if people like really hate them. Like, do they have like a legitimate reason to hate them, or are they just on the band? And he, after looking through their lyrics, he goes, I can see why people don't like, because they are rather misogynistic. Like, there's actually, I don't know what song this is, but here's one line from a song. Sitting in a tree, Fucking.
I had
Like one of their newer ones.
Let's see, what's another one?
I had an evil idea.
You're so much cooler when you never put it out because you look so much cuter with something in your. And to make matters worse, S is for the simple need, E is for the ecstasy, X is just to mark the spot.
That one I know.
Yeah.
I had an evil idea.
What?
You know everybody's other favorite band in the world, Creed?
Yes.
Alright, you
Oh,
sing
Lord.
like them,
Can
but
you
you
take
sing the
me
Black Parade.
higher? What?
Sick
You take
son
a
of a
Creed
bitch.
song, and you say, "When I was a young boy, my father
Sick son of a bitch.
took me to the city."
It's amazing. Creed was on top of the world, and then they just became a joke, like in a. Or at least Scott Stapp did.
Can we get much lower? I don't know how much lower we can get.
To a place
Why does he sound like Kermit the Frog?
My count says 0.
Oh my god.
Well, no, if we're going to talk parody songs, I remember Psycho Stick did their own. Oh no, I already talked about that on the channel. Never mind. But I actually have listened to some more of Psycho Stick, and they actually released a parody of Rob Zombie's Dracula and called it Zombie.
Nice. That's
Every
like,
time
that's
I
like the
think
details though.
about
You
that
forget
song,
like.
I immediately go to Twisted Metal.
Oh my god. You ever notice that? Like, I'm sorry, Twisted Metal. I have actually never played that game, but I know the song.
I've only played the second game, and that's just because we had it in the house for some reason.
It's definitely a game that should just stay back in the time period it was in.
Really? It was that
Jablonski,
bad?
what did
No,
you just...
it's fun, but it would not survive. It would just be a nostalgia song. That's it.
Jablonski,
Oh, okay.
Jablonski, can you read what you just put in the Shaded Side Studios personal chat here?
Yeah. Okay, this is a tweet that I sent out to them. I'm rewatching Clue and realized the only way a Monopoly movie works is if it's a bunch of comedians like John Mulaney, Jason Mantzoukas, and Aubrey Plaza played out ostentatious old-timey billionaires trying to screw each other out of their property.
I thought it was funny.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that. I mean, hey, if they can make Battleship into a movie.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. I forgot about Battleship, the movie.
I tried to forget about that.
I remember when Channel Awesome was still awesome back in the day. I went to Con Bravo and attended one of their panels, and I asked them about a movie that they knew that I'm trying to remember how I phrased it, where you don't hate it, you don't like it. The only thing you can really say about it is that it just exists, and how that it was never going to work in the first place as a movie. And I remember Linkara said Digimon, and someone else said Battleship. I can't remember who said that, but which one said that.
It's probably Spoonie.
He wasn't there.
Spoonie wasn't at Con Bravo?
No, this was back in 2012, dude.
Oh, I thought you meant... I remember... I'm thinking about the older one, sorry.
Yeah. Betrayal! Betrayal! God.
That wasn't at MagFest. That was, that was MagFest, not Con Bravo.
Oh, okay. God, Channel Awesome, you used to be good, dog. Why'd you have to be such a prick?
Why? What did he review recently?
Duckman.
Oh, he did a commentary. Well, a opinion piece about method acting.
What would that guy know about method acting?
I don't know. I'm simple. Looking up on the internet can kind of get a good idea of it.
You know what? Digimon wasn't that bad of a movie.
I can see that.
I've never seen it. I can't deny it. I have a friend of mine named Peter Ahola who hated that movie beyond anything. Then again, I will say the ending.
It wasn't good. but it wasn't that bad either.
I will say the edit they did with the ending is kind of really. I can understand why it upset fans. I don't remember who it was. But I know what it. Where one
You're
character.
thinking of
What?
You're thinking of the ending of series 2.
Like no,
With
it's the
all
one where
the
they
shipping.
were like no. I'm thinking about there was supposed to be one where a character is supposed to die, but they like in the English dub they like changed it to him saying like his dance moves are very bad, or something like that.
Oh, that yeah.
From what I've heard, I actually don't know about Digimon, but after hearing what the context of that was, I'm like, yeah, that is a very bad middle finger.
Remember in season 3 when they had the children get naked inside of the Digimon?
Oh yeah, Digimon Tamers.
God, speaking of Digimon, one of my
That
favorite.
got weird. That got a little weird. I'm surprised I was allowed to air.
Well, here's the thing. Speaking of Digimon, I actually want to bring this up here. We lost another abridger. It's actually one of my favorite ones. Purple Eyes WTF released his last video yesterday, or like a couple days ago, which was a Digimon abridged. If you don't know who Purple Eyes WTF is, or as he likes to call himself, Purple Eyes Whatafa, is basically he's the guy who made Nun Peace and Code Ment, as well as Soul Whatever. If people better know him as the guy who originally made the I'm at Soup gag. He released a video and it was Digimon themed, which I think I tagged Cruiser in on Facebook.
Yeah, I haven't checked. I'm going to check that out after the stream.
It's so funny. Here's the thing you gotta know about Purple Eyes stuff. There's no context. He does whatever the hell he wants.
So basically, he's like everybody on the internet.
No, like he for his abridged series, he just makes up his own story with what he's got. He likes sometimes he sticks to the story, other times he just doesn't give a shit. And just says whatever fucking. He also made a One Punch Man one called One Punch Stan. Do it if you want to see Speed of Sound Sonic teabag Saitama's fist. What else am I gonna? Was I looking?
You know what I think?
What?
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 What? What?
Eh?
What?
Where?
Who?
What?
Yeah.
Juan.
Someone caught onto it.
Juan, you didn't say why. Fuck.
I did say why.
No, I was good. I was doing the edit and everything. It's like, Ed, why?
Why?
Oh my god. Why not? God. What we should do?
For those that actually that get it, thank you. You actually have good quality in gamer YouTubers.
What? What is a video game?
That's it.
What is a video game?
Somebody said Silent, or King Fenrir said Silent Library a while ago. It's a pretty good game show. Just remember them being in the
Silent
library.
Library, yeah. I actually submitted an entry to be on that show, but I never heard anything back.
I submitted an entry to be part of Nick or Treat.
We should try to do that on stream.
Wait, what was it called?
Nick or Treat. It was basically a thing with Nickelodeon.
You do realize that we do have a black guy here, okay?
I knew where he was going. I knew where he was going with that.
I walked right into that one. Thank you, Rebel Taxi. Thank you, Rebel Taxi. You made me a fucking laughing stock of my podcast.
You did.
I did it.
Then again,
This is.
the guy.
I'm not sure if he can,
Then again,
I'm
the
not sure if he
racist.
can back you up on this one.
Then again, the
No, I'm
racist
not
person is the
blocking
one who
you.
actually can only hear racist terms. So there you go.
And the joke died.
Yep.
No, it's not, because we know Evan's true intentions.
Yeah, you want to know?
He's gonna enslave us all.
Yeah, I know what my true intentions are. My true intentions are to bring on the final five. Wait, I need to. I need to.
There's still.
Fuck shit! I'm doing it now. Yeah, I'm doing it now. What the fuck are you gonna say there? It's 4 minutes left. I don't care. So we're gonna do the final five. Yeah. Okay, so let's begin with the thing here. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't mean to do the timer clock. So I guess ladies first, so I'll get Juan going on. Juan, begin now.
Haha. You're funny. Real.
Your time has already begun.
I know it has. I'm working on a couple of projects. Can't talk about one of them because it's Evan knows about it, but it's really, really ambitious, and I'm learning Blender to animate with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Blender's gonna be a big bitch to work with. I'm gonna say that. Expect for.
Oh, it is.
Don't.
That's a food mixer. What
No,
do you mean?
Blender's a animation program that was used to make Pixar movies and video games.
He knows. Never mind.
I know. I'm just that guy
Like
that's.
a pina colada.
I could use a pina colada right now,
Cream.
as well as getting.
You like pina coladas?
I like pina coladas, and I also like getting caught in the rain. Do you like getting caught in the rain?
Getting caught in the rain.
Okay,
The
Jablonski.
pina colada song.
I'm big into yoga.
Juan, I'm sorry, Jablonski, go on before Cruiser kills me.
No, that's perfect. My final five. Look at it.
Jablonski. Okay,
Hey,
Jablonski. Let's go.
Not too much going on. My recent 2 articles got posted. I got a couple now in the works. As for everything else, top stuff I'd rather not get into right now because I'm not ready to flip out. But anyways, a few things. 1, vote if you can vote on Super Tuesday. 2, teeth, you end up like me with half a fucking tooth. 4 and 3, drink drugs.
Yes.
Yeah, remember to vote for Calvin Coolidge.
Calvin Coolidge, he's gonna win it this year.
He will. I remember
That's kind of being serious, but
I hear what you're saying. I know what you're saying, man. I remember I actually passed a house during the 2016 election. There was a guy with a thing out front that said, "I vote for zombie Theodore Roosevelt." Zombie Franklin Roosevelt. I'm like, I want to steal that sign and put it on my lawn. All right, Cruiser, go.
I have just recorded the next episode of Hoof Rock. Durox is the Sound Dragon's going to take a quick look at it to make sure that it can come up to like quality recording standards to get to Evan. And I need to actually get working on my panels for Babs.
Yeah, you need to start that like right away, man.
I mean, granted, one's just a musical reaction panel, but the other one is going to Hoof Rock Live, the MLP movie soundtrack. So those are going to be in the works. I will also be working on another live action video where I explain the truth about fame and misfortune. So good things are to come.
Okay. All right, now it's my turn. My turn to take the stage. Klefki, remember to face the audience when I'm doing this. Klefki! Okay. No, Klefki! God damn it! Klefki is being such a bitch tonight. Thank you.
being such a bitch.
Bitch keys! Anyway, let's go on here. I did some animation for Mystery Brony Theater this weekend. I'm coming up with another concept for a small animated short, which I'm going to be working on after the next episode. I do want to point out here, I am also working on a script with Jablonski for, I guess I could just spoil this now. Me and Jablonski right now are currently working on the script for the second part of Whirl. And what I'm going to be doing is going to be very much over-ambitious for myself. I'm going to see what I can experiment with using what I got. So yes, that is tonight's episode of Another Nerdy Talk Show. Thank you for joining us again tonight. Oh yeah, and don't forget to remember to use the hand sanitizer. The hand sanitizer will keep you alive. I tore the label off this thing. It means I'm the Hulk. Next week, the coronavirus is going to get so bad that it's just going to open with all of us, like, drinking this stuff. What I thought was funny. And that's Oh yeah, one more thing, guys. Like I said, if you missed it, next week's stream is going to be canceled. We'll be back. Me and Bruce will be at Tupelo Con in Tupelo, Mississippi on this weekend. Hope to see you there. Bye!